Welcome. This is SOC Talk number 2. My name is Bryson Bates. And I'm going to talk about my new song, STROBESTEPPERS. This song was actually created back in 2020. So at this time, 3 or 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I was at my friend's house, drunk. This was right before the point I came back to Christ, and just right before he turned some things around. So I sat there and I was about 2 or 3 songs deep in the EP, and I started these chords and began forming the song, the drums, every little detail. Wrote a verse, hook, Buddy wrote the rest. And it just sat on a hard drive after that. Like, we made the song, we completed it, had it done, and it just sat there for a good minute. I had every file, I had everything, but it just, for some reason, whatever reason, it just never saw the light of day. So fast forward to this year. At this point, I've shown my friends the song, and they've listened to it over and over and over, and they've had some months to sit with it, even before I reapproached it. And I had a lot of people, or a few people, who were telling me, "You have to release this, bro. You have to release this." And I was, in my head, I'm thinking, the message of it and just how it was written is nowhere near the direction that I would go now. I wrote the thing when I was drunk. It's about being in a club, finding love, the whole cliche mess. And it wasn't until a few months after that I had thought about it, and I had felt God compel my heart to come back to it and look at the song and say, it's a cool song, but how could I reapproach? How could I rewrite? How can it be redeemed? And I spent probably a couple weeks writing a new verse, adding new instrumentation, and getting it sent in, mixing and mastering. And what I had, what it came back as, was a song about stepping into a calling. It was about moving on from the things the things you have known, like moving out of a past, moving out of drunkenness, coming out of this time that still haunts you. And that's where the name STROBESTEPPERS came in. So, long story short, this song was initially called Tainted Lights. That was the name, that was the demo name, and the name that people knew. I sat with it, thought about the themes, and all of a sudden this name STROBESTEPPERS popped in my head, because there was this imagery the whole time of the strobe light. So many different colors. Just this mesh, this surreal picture. I don't know how to explain it, but the strobe was at the center of that song. And what is a strobe? I mean, a strobe is, you think of like an ambulance, a police car. It gets your attention. It's always in motion. Whether it's changing color, whether it's one color, like even without a siren, it's distracting. You can see it far away. And in that same way, I thought, man, the strobe is literally like a Christian. Christian is a strobe light for the Lord. And stepper was the idea of the dancing, of taking that club imagery, but twisting it in a way that was like, yeah, it's a dance song, yeah, it's a house song, you can get jiggy with it, but it also took on this meaning of, let's say you're in this room, a metaphorical room, you're stuck here, and this is all you know. But you know there's more outside. You know, you feel inside there's something better. But there's one door. And you have two decisions. You either stay in this room and watch it crumble, because what do buildings do over time? They crumble down. The dust. You either watch that happen or you step through that door dancing. So this song, Strobe Steppers, is meant to be a celebration of moving on, moving forward. And not just that, but dancing into it, having joy, letting your heart expression be, I don't know what's beyond these walls, but I know it's going to be good. And I know that I need to be optimistic about that. And yeah, strobe stepper is just the term I use for people who are in that place. Do I move? Do I stay? And if you do move, I mean, you're stepping forward. You're stepping through, like, even I have this imagery of like the club scene. Like, if you're stuck in it, there's only one way to get out, is move through the crowd, move through the lights, the strobes, just the distraction, just moving through it, finding the exit door and moving on. And I think that's really what my heart was when I put the song together. Got some history to it, but I think that really made it all the more sweeter, getting to reapproach with the Lord. With the Lord. Y'all heard that voice crack. And getting to rewrite and redeem these things of my past. And it's also become this song that's kind of a testimony song in a way, that I give you like this little glimpse into what I went through and how I've gotten where I am now. That's Strobe Steppers. Let it be your anthem for moving forward and moving with confidence, dancing into the uncertainty. Yeah, like it, stream it, share it. Just excited. Let y'all have this piece of art that I've spent some time on. And just excited to see it released publicly now after 4 years. Love y'all. Deuces.